Hello everyone, I am Dr. Anubha Jain, Senior Journalist with ETV Bharat, and today I will be speaking with a great personality, Dr. Srimathy Kesan, founder and CEO of Space Kids India, the world's only women founder to have built and launched 27 space missions. From creating the world's lightest satellite, Calam-Set, to delivering 4 orbital satellites with ISRO, she has opened the doors of the space ecosystem to thousands of young minds, and especially young girls. Welcome to our channel, ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Anubha. Wonderful introduction. 5 orbital satellites and 4 suborbital and 19 balloons, 27 space missions.
Wow, that's so wonderful. So, let me start with your journey and inspiration. What experiences, personal as well, first sparked your journey into space science and education?
I have to tell you very, very briefly that it is not me who chose space.
Mhm.
It was space who chose me. Because I was married at the age of 18, where I did not even complete my graduation. I went back to complete my graduation, 18 years of sabbatical.
Mhm.
And then one fine day, I get an opportunity to go, to Miami for a conference with the support of my good friend, who was a best cadet from NCC Maharashtra. And I land there and I get to see a new whole world. I
Mhm.
mean, the conference was completely with regards to travel and tourism and everything. And I go there, I get to see the booth of NASA,
Mhm.
Kennedy Space Center with astronauts and everybody. And I said, probably this was the calling that I was waiting for. It
Okay.
was just amazing. And that was my first step. So
Okay.
that's where, when I got back from Miami, started Space Kids India. Started as a scientific experiential learning organization where I was taking children from here to Kennedy Space Center, Johnson Space Center. I was given the ambassador status to the space camps there.
Mhm.
That apart, GCTC Moscow, that is the Gagarin Cosmonaut Training Center Moscow, and the European Space Agency. So all of the three, I was given the ambassador status,
Okay.
and the experiences, I cannot put it in words. That's how
Yes.
it started off.
Wow, that's so very, very wonderful. So, when you built the world's lightest, smallest satellite set, what was the core vision behind creating such a path-breaking mission?
Um, when I got back, as I mentioned to you, I wanted to build space park, space research park in India. We did have ISRO,
Mhm.
but something that was hands-on for the children, because we had the most youthful population, and I wanted them to streamline, and space was getting to become the future. And if we're not going to involve the future generation into it, we are going to be losing, and there's going to be a huge lag. But you need huge funds for it. So, debating what next. That's when there was a competition that was, announced by iDoodle and NASA.
Okay.
So it was a competition, and they mentioned anybody in the whole world. I mean, you could send your proposals. 64 grams was the concept. 64 grams, you can have any experiment, send it to us. We will vet the best of the experiments will be flown in a Terrier Orion suborbital rocket,
Okay.
free of cost. So
Wow.
that was a huge catch for us. And
Yeah.
I said, I think that's the calling, the next calling. So we started building, payloads.
Mhm.
I handpicked children, about 7 children from tier 2, tier 3 towns, built a team. And this was completely self learned because these children were all between 14 and 17.
Okay.
So it was all self learning, and we built this payload, and
Hmm.
we didn't realize that was going to be, on the records of, 900 media covering it. And every person was so excited, intrigued how 64 grams you can build a payload, and that could work in, near space.
Mhm.
So we had an opportunity to have this payload 5 minutes in space. It
Okay.
collected data, came back, was dropped in Atlantic Ocean. So the
Mhm.
fishermen pick and hand it to NASA, and then we get back the payload. So it was a
Wow.
fabulous experience. And
Yeah.
that is where every child in India started thinking it is
Right.
no more that you have to just sit inside ISRO.
So, what inspired you to involve these rural girls in another mission of yours, Azadi set? Many had never seen a lab before. How did you design an empowering learning experience that empowered, rural girls to build payloads for a real satellite?
Great question, because 24 missions I had boys and I was the only girl in the whole mission. Every
Oh,
time you bring in girls, there was something or the other, because we worked literally for 35, 40 days sitting inside the lab, not going home, sleepless nights and so many things. And Indian parents like so concerned over girls, and
exactly.
this is not an industry where you just come for 9 to 5 job kinds. If you have
Hmm.
to involve into technology,
True.
apart from technology, satellite, you do have other jobs that you can perform with regards to finance and administration and all that. But I
Hmm.
wanted girls in core technology.
Hmm.
So I thought independence, 75th independence is the right time to do something like this, because independence without villages wouldn't have happened, Indian villages. So handpick girls from there. We need to have them also on the table.
Hmm.
No omitting them. Okay. So handpicked 750 girls, that is 10 from every rural village across Jammu Kashmir to Kanyakumari,
Yeah.
taught them the nuances of payload, space, satellite, everything. I mean, they just stepped out of their village for the first time, but given this opportunity, they just worked beautifully. We built the satellite, and
Hmm.
my team integrated the payloads, and we launched it we launched it through ISRO's new rocket, the small satellite launch vehicle of India.
Okay.
So it
Perfect.
was impactful launch, I have to tell you. And these girls literally teared up, looking at their satellite going in a rocket.
Yeah.
And
So
today they
fantastic.
stand tall ambassadors.
Yeah. So how you chose these girls? Like you have to pick it from Jammu and some girls from some other districts. So how you chose them?
Okay, I had a couple of friends in Niti Aayog, and they were extremely supportive in giving me the whole list of the country,
Okay.
the government schools of the entire country, India. So
Hmm.
from Assam, from Sikkim, from Arunachal Pradesh, from everywhere, I kept falling. In fact, I was at the ICCU.
Hmm.
I was affected by COVID, and from there, I gave this proposal to ISRO director.
Okay.
Everybody thought I was nuts, but I knew this should happen. And just came out of the hospital and started working,
Hmm.
calling almost like, 370 schools,
Okay.
then limited it. Some schools, the principals were extraordinarily happy, though they didn't understand what a satellite was and was it a real information that I was trying to give them.
Hmm.
They were like, no, पैसे नहीं है, satellite, हमारे बच्चियां, ऐसे कैसे हो सकता है?
True.
So that kind of a thing.
Hmm.
But in Jammu, I have to tell you, great thought you just put in. We had 10 children, then it became 8, then finally we just had 2 children because of, some blast and some other, things happening there. It was very difficult. Internet, it was, hard pressed on internet. So children would go down to a temple there,
Hmm.
which had internet. They would sit there and learn. Took that effort to, work in
Yeah.
this. But we are not building scientists in 3 months or 6 months. It takes that time. We've just
Exactly.
sown that seed. That's
Right.
important to ignite it.
Continuation, right. In continuation to this, I'd like to check with Shakti Set. You
Yes.
trained 12,000 girls from 108 countries for a satellite aimed for lunar orbit. So, what sparked this global mission? And what about this? I checked this 120-hour STEM curriculum for mission include. How does it equip girls from 108 countries to design and build a satellite for lunar activity? Please highlight about this as well.
Okay. This 750 girls have created a huge impact in myself too.
Hmm.
So I was wanting to do something beyond borders, because space is beyond borders
True.
and it's all collaborations.
Hmm.
And, while studying reports, I got to understand we have only about 14 to 19% of women in this industry and 2 to 3% of them only in leadership roles. So I was waiting for an opportunity where we could do this. And Elon Musk was supposed to come to India year last, and we were about 12, 13. The glow, the smile that we have, in spite of all these challenges, is very, very important. And
Correct.
anywhere in the globe, every day you can see the moon. If it is going to be low Earth orbit, you have to, go into a system, log in, and go into an app to check where the satellite is positioned. But if it's a moon, just close your eyes. Oh my God, one of my piece is there. Somebody somewhere was able to do this at my age. Why cannot I dream to do it? So you're giving them hope, giving them to dream beyond space. That is Mission Shakti said.
Okay.
For me, I needed a purposeful birth. I needed a meaning for my birth. And, being with girls and understanding the challenges, I am shocked to see that it is global. The challenges are global. So somebody somewhere is working towards, bringing the girls together. So if we are able to join those dots, what best space industry is the best for that? Because it's borderless, no borders. So if we are going to bring all of them together, it's a historic one. 5,000 years, nobody has thought or done about this. So now we are going to bring all these people together, and then, there is a very, very thin line between rockets and missiles. If the room is filled with black jackets, it's going to be missile. If it's going to be a combination of pink and black jackets, you have empathy, love, and it's going to be rockets for humanity. So that's why bring all these girls, So it's more than the money. The impact is important because you are leaving a legacy for those children to continue. And today, from Colombia, from Brazil, from Madagascar, these children, we are going to be only handpicking one child to come to India from the 108 that are chosen in each country. But every child says, we are already leaders. We already feel we won because we are garnering so much of information and knowledge which we did not have. So that, keeps you happy, and that keeps you running every day. And very famous quote that I would love to share with you, amidst all challenges, get up, dress up, show up. That's what I believe in.
That's so beautiful, ma'am. And I just like to know what the space missions have traditionally been run by, government agencies. So how did you break into this ecosystem as a private women-led organization?
It was very, very challenging because I have to put this information here that I'm not a engineer, I'm not a scientist, I'm a citizen scientist. As a degree, I have done, commerce. And after 18 years, I did master's in tourism and your PhD in education. So it's totally different. Everything is different. But, learning is continuous journey. So if you don't need a graduation to just say that you need to build something. That needs to get into everybody's head. So I wanted to be a testimony for that. So you could do even rocket science, which people say is the most difficult one, also can be done like this. So wanted to break that myth. First ever time when we made a proposal and met senior scientists at ISRO and all that, they were like fascinated. But they said, "Who are your team?" And my team were all like 14 years and 15 years. They were like, "Don't tell me this is your team." I said, "Yes." And they were like, "No. I think this is not the right way to do. We will support you, but let them get a formal education and come back. We are here." But when you take that first step, your inner soul tells you that this is the path. So I said, okay, if we are not going to put satellites into the rockets because it's very, very expensive affair, let us do it in balloon. There was an alternate idea, jugaad, Indian jugaad, but this was already being done in the West. So we started off with the balloons. There was no prelude. You had to run through the government offices, and to make them understand was extremely difficult. And in fact, they asked me like, why are you? The same question, what is bothering you? Why do you want to sit and take all this hassle? If anything goes wrong or crash, a huge plane will be crashed only because of one single negligence, and you're having a team of children. We will put you behind bars. They were threatening me too. But in science, if we don't try hands-on, no point learning or reading through books.
Mm.
Said it's okay. One life. Let me take the lead. Unknown path, thorns and rocks. It's okay. Let's walk. Because I come from an NCC background. I was to get into the armed forces, direct entry. So I did not stand there at the borders to fight for my country, but let me at least lead the country of future generation. The country of future generation. That was the thought.
Okay, wow. Inspiring also. What are the toughest technical, financial, societal challenges you faced in the, as you mentioned, in the early missions, and how did you navigate them?
All the three I faced.
True.
Finance, nobody will give you, because it's a scientific mission. You cannot put banners or you cannot put, logos anywhere. So minus, no finance. Then societal, because I was not a scientist myself, which was stamped. Generally you need to get the degree to prove. Yes. So people were like, who is she? Who is she? And how can this woman do, that kind of a thing? And they always want to put you down. So that's a fuel for me. Actually, that's a propulsion, I would say. All these negatives. Then, of course, we have the technical. But the only best part was I was traveling frequently to Johnson and Kennedy Space Center and the universities there in the US and Russia and everything. So whenever we put through, a proposal, I would get it wet from there, from the professors and all, just to be, foolproof. So that, I don't get more negatives on this, because for me, I can, navigate, circumvent, and move on. But the children who are coming out of their shell from tier 2, tier 3 towns, it's very, very difficult. Once the stamping is done on them, very difficult to move. So that's why I take this, the suggestions and everything. But they were like fascinated. They were like, what are you talking? Is this your team that is, building with such sensors and components? You're just playing with all this. We don't dare to do all this. So that was very, very positive for me. I said, it's okay, let's do it. And one data, one message, the signal, the moment you get signal, once the satellite is launched, you don't know, it's literally like giving birth. Because I've done this, I've done that. So, I know it is just that comparison.
Yeah, wonderful, ma'am. So, how do you manage the logistic and cultural diversity involved in training these students across so many nations?
It's wonderful, because girls are girls anywhere. Okay, and there are a lot of similarities, I have to tell you. Okay. Though the skin color, hair color, whatever may be different, but here and here almost the same. Okay. And it's just, but the children from African countries, the curriculum is made in such a way that it is kind of enriching, balancing all the continents. Because the European continents, though they are from rural places of Italy or Austria or anything, are slightly better off than the children from Africa. These are 15 years and these are 18 years when they are in their 10th. So all this is slightly challenging, but the ambassadors or the women leaders that we've chosen from each country, they play a beautiful role. Equatorial Guinea, I've never heard a country like that. She's a little girl. She went to an extent like, influencing people there, that this is so important that our children should be a part of this mission. She got hold of an internet cafe, because internet is a luxury in Africa. It's so difficult, because we have people from Haiti, Liberia, Madagascar. Very, very luxurious internet is. So what we're trying to do is making a book format. And, the internet, Zoho is provided us the LMS. Okay. So children who are able to access and study are accessing and studying. And who are unable to are going through the book format. But the women leaders are making sure they are able to get some internet access from somewhere, get donations, bring them all together in one school and teach them. So that way, children are dedicatedly learning this.
Okay. Right. Very nice. So, which innovations from your missions have the potential now to influence mainstream space technology?
Before the moon mission, these children, as I mentioned to you, one child from each country will be handpicked. They will be coming along with the woman ambassador to India between end of March and April second week.
Mhm.
So here they will be here for 10 days, and we are
Okay.
going to be getting ISRO experts, and we're going to be bringing experts from other countries and all that. So a few of them have signed up to voluntarily teach. So they
Okay.
will be coming here and extensively teaching these children, and
Mhm.
we will be building a satellite which will go to low Earth orbit
Mm.
first from Indian soil, because I thought that will be a good prelude and go. The idea was born in India. So we need to fly something from India. So that is a pride. So want to have this built here and launched from here as a prelude to the moon mission, which
Mm.
will be piggy ride on iSpace, Japan's iSpace,
Mm.
and will go through SpaceX to the moon. And this is the satellite. This is
Okay.
the Azadi Sat, engineering model. So we're going to be building something on these grounds. This will go to low Earth orbit,
Mhm.
and predominantly we are thinking of requesting our honorable Prime Minister that we should launch this on International Girl Child Day,
Mm.
that is 11th of October. So forever, this will be etched as a memory in everybody's heart.
Right. So, as someone who has created one of largest all-girl space mission in the world, what are the biggest systematic gaps you feel that still hold young women back from pursuing space career?
Everywhere it starts with the safety and security, whatever spoken, whichever language you speak or whichever country you belong to. You know, uh, motherhood is very special. If it is out of wedlock, there is huge issues to culturally, be it any, race, any religion. So every parent is very, very protective about their girls.
True.
So if we still do not have such a system that could teach them, that they are able to leverage these lessons in their schools,
Mm.
it's very, very difficult to pay extra money, go somewhere, study this, pursue this. Very difficult. Without a lab access close by, if they have to travel like 20, 25 kilometers or miles, it's very difficult.
Yes.
So, a lab, a curriculum, a teacher, passionate teacher who could, actually teach these girls, because this is very important as space is the future. So this needs to be taught. This needs to be taught right from middle school, high school. So we don't need extra fees or extra time to sit and learn this. That is very, very difficult for anybody. So I want to bring this. So whatever curriculum we have built, we are giving it to the Skill Development Ministry. The InSpace, the arm of ISRO, is vetting it, and we are going to be giving it free of cost throughout the world,
Okay.
so that they can access it sitting at home.
Right.
So if the basics and foundation is strong, they can just move on when they get to undergraduation.
Very
This
true.
will culminate into more women startups.
Mm.
And women in deep tech need finance because nobody trusts you. They feel women run a marathon while a man runs 100 meters. This is the comparison everywhere. So seldom women get into deep tech because of this. They are good at fashion. It's already stamped that they're good at fashion, food, maybe, few of the corporate industries where the parents or the in-laws, somebody should be there. It has to be only a co-founder. But the founder, we need founders. So if we are able to give them all this, I'm sure this versatile species called woman will rock.
Yes. Well said, ma'am. What role do you foresee private space organizations like Space Kids India playing in the next wave of India's space ecosystem?
Well, we will be the fulcrum, I have to tell you, the fulcrum of space industry, because we are bridging the gap both ways. We have been chosen in the IDEX challenge to build the deployer for CubeSats. We are building India's first electric rocket. So that way, we are with the industry. For the student community, we have the curriculum and the training. So we are training them, bringing them here, creating that huge ecosystem where multiple startups can start off and kick off.
Okay.
So we are at the fulcrum.
Right. So quickly, can you tell me about your this? You became the first Indian woman to experience a zero gravity flight alongside legends like Moonwalker Charles Duke and Apollo engineers Miss Poppy Northcutt. So could you share quickly? Could you share about this experience?
Mind-blowing experience, because once you touch the rockets and satellites and keep, because I've been to Johnson Space Center so many times, the training of astronauts, you get to slowly peep in to see all that, because sometimes it's very high security. So
Yeah.
sometimes you get that opportunity to peep in to see that. Oh my God, it's exciting to see these astronauts floating in the buoyancy pool and taking the centrifuge test and everything. It's very difficult for me to do the centrifuge and become an astronaut now. Yes, Blue Origin and all have come up with citizen scientists going up, just up to suborbital in 10 minutes and getting back. Probably one of those days I could do that. But before that, this opportunity came my way. A celebrity flight, zero gravity flight, was taking away from the tarmac of NASA. So I was given the opportunity by Miss Christina Kopp, and just grabbed it. What an experience to just fly with Moonwalker Charlie Duke. At 90, he lives a whole life. And the way he explains how he landed and how the moon was, oh my God, you just want to listen to believe it.
Right. So, ma'am, across your 27 missions, is there one project that transformed you the most as a leader?
I have to tell you the Azadi set. Everything has got its bitter pieces, but to work with girls is something totally transformational. The stories they narrate, the backgrounds they come from, and the way they understand things, then they are wired differently and the boys are wired differently. When a problem is posed, the way they answer. So, huge, huge transformation, I have to tell you.
Right. And in the end, I like to know finally, what's the next bold, big dream on your mission list?
Girls for moon, now
Yeah.
boys for Mars.
Oh, wow. Lovely. That's amazing, ma'am. And we loved your energy. And after listening your such a wonderful thoughts, I am getting goosebumps. So, dear viewers, Dr. Srimathy became the first Indian woman to experience zero gravity, and yet another testament to her uncharted path. So, through missions like Shakti said, Dr. Srimathy is not just building satellites; she is building a global sisterhood of future space leaders. Her journey continues to inspire, uplift, and expand humanity's imagination. Thank you so much, ma'am, for giving us time. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Anubha. Thank you so much, Dr. Anubha.